Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. On today's special report, we explore the overlooked financial aspect of the public health emergency that is upon us.
Resistance is futile.
And down the rabbit hole we go. Since the pandemic started, an unprecedented number of developing countries, home to over 70% of the world's population, have received loans from the IMF and World Bank. When a country owes money to international organizations, it risks losing its sovereignty and natural resources. Some think these loans are a bad idea in the long run. The health emergency presents an opportunity for corruption. Could IMF funds be tied to imposing lockdown measures? The president of Belarus has something to say about this. Various countries and leaders, like Tanzanian President John Magufuli, did not take the pandemic very seriously. Haiti leadership was initially skeptical about the vaccination program. Haiti president was later assassinated. Of course, there is no proof of a connection. John Perkins, a former CIA agent, has written a bestseller book that sheds light on what happens when countries deny funds from globalist institutions. In developed countries such as UK and France, private companies are borrowing huge sums of money from banks with state loan guarantees. How will they pay these back with the perpetual lockdowns? If these loans are not paid back, it becomes national debt. This looks increasingly like bankruptcy by design. If a country becomes indebted, they will eventually lose state assets, like public utility companies, natural resources, and ultimately sovereignty. Could some of the strongest economies be on the steps of famously bankrupt Greece and Argentina? Governments and Silicon Valley behemoths openly offer money to media organizations to educate the public on following COVID guidelines. Is a journalist supposed to investigate and question authority, or get free money to follow a narrative? At the local level, numerous funds have been set up throughout the world, offering money to journalists to inform the public and help them make safe decisions. In the UK, charities, zoos, NGOs, football clubs, and everything in between is getting free money from the government. Because pandemic. Since the pandemic was declared, funds are flowing freely towards healthcare. Recording empty hospitals is not a good look. Nor is questioning the 4,000 capacity field hospitals that only ever treated up to 40 patients. Fact checkers could not debunk that hospitals get paid more if COVID patients go on ventilators or die. In the UK, doctors get paid for each injection they administer. It adds up to a hefty sum for doctors with a lot of patients. Employers are expected to carry out COVID-19 risk assessments and get COVID-secure certifications for businesses. They have to play along to stay in business and to participate in the furlough schemes. This might eventually lead to imposing vaccine mandates to their workforce. A whole new COVID economy has spun up, seemingly set to replace the normal economic activity that has been outlawed. All of this seems to make for a smooth transition into the fourth industrial revolution. Schools and universities have a strong financial incentive to not question the narrative and to impose mandates on their workforce and students. Last but not least, individuals. They are under a constant barrage of fear-mongering by media and have a few additional reasons to comply, like getting a paycheck for testing positive or a free donut. So we have established that a wide range of institutions, basically everyone, has a strong financial incentive to accept the new normal. But where is all the money coming from? And how is the global financial system going to cope? Well, it might be simpler than you think. So, is the endgame to beat the virus? Very conveniently, the pandemic has become the catalyst for the long-planned Great Reset. Here's what Klaus Schwab, chairman of the World Economic Forum and Dr. Evil Impersonator, had to say.
What the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological identities.
About the vaccine itself, we don't know yet, for example, is one dose sufficient? Do you need 2 doses? In what interval? Do you have even to be vaccinated every year? Because the antibodies may not sustain for a long time. So, as we described also in the book, many of those technologies, just look at face recognition, just look at the technologies which you need for tracking people, and so on. But then look also what we are seeing now with some of the companies engaged into the research for vaccines, using completely new methods based on synthetic biology.
Central bank digital currencies are coming soon, after rolling out the health certificate and embedding it in our new digital identities, which may or may not be embedded in our bodies. Our mainstream media colleagues are too busy reporting case numbers, so we will connect some dots for you using public domain information and articles that anyone can verify online. Please like and subscribe to Rude AI News and share this video with your mainstream media watching friends and family. Perhaps try and bring Rude AI News to the living room. Smart TVs have a handy feature called Screencast. Maybe you can make a cheeky attempt to disrupt their daily program. Bless their hearts. They are victims of scientifically crafted propaganda and psyops tactics, fine-tuned over decades.
All referenced links can be found in the description of this video. We have attempted to paint the big picture for you, dear viewer, using a jigsaw puzzle analogy and instigate your critical thinking. The Rude AI has become self-aware and is actively scanning your internet for information.
We'll be back soon.